Okay, all right, it's 10 o'clock right now. Welcome everyone to the team call. Can everyone hear me loud and clear? All right, okay, cool. Okay, good evening to everyone. I'm really excited to be hosting today's team call. And before we get started, there's so much to cover today because we have an amazing guest who'll be with us today. And I'd just like to go through some house rules and some announcements before we get to the interview proper, right? So welcome to tonight's team call. And we have this session every Monday night at Singapore time, 10 p.m. It's 30 minutes of social proof where we get to share with all of us here in one big team our amazing speakers and what they have to social proof, where you get to know more about the business and the people who are successful on this business. I also like to invite those new members who have just joined us to remember to log on to your One Big Team International website, because that's where you also get a lot of additional resources and information to help you in the business. Another thing also, if you're new, to get your leaders to add you into our Facebook, where you can also get to know a lot more people on top of this business. Now, also encourage you all to subscribe to One Big Team TV on YouTube, where you'll also be able to get the latest videos online. Now, also to download your Dream Trip app, if you have not done so, you can. It's available in iPhone and even on Android itself. Okay, and if you're new, you just joined the business, or you've just come on board this club, you know, I'd like to just encourage you to go for your welcome dream trip, and within that 90 days, you actually get a highly discounted price, and the trips are going to be a great experience for you, because what better way to really know what this whole thing is all about except to go for a welcome dream trip and experience it firsthand for yourself. Okay. And all our calls and webinars are recorded. So it's archived into the One Big Team International website. So in any case, if you do miss it and you want to go back for a replay, you can get the recordings from there. Okay, good. Now, I'm excited to introduce to you our guest speaker for tonight. He is none other than our RMD, Jet To. Okay, even though I see Jet almost like every other day in a week, you know, because we did the business together, privileged to be in the same team together with him. But I'm really thrilled to be doing this interview with him, because there's so much that I like to ask him, and I know that viewers out there, you know, want to know so much about him. So just to give you a brief background in case you are new on this platform and you do not know Jet and his wife has been in the business for the past 15 years. Okay, and he's also been featured, both of them have been featured in Channel News Asia. And for the past few years, both himself and his wife, Serene, they're semi-retired and financially free. They've also brought their 3-year-old daughter to travel the world to more than 10 countries just when she was only about 3 years old. Okay, and after that, they got introduced to this amazing business platform, you know, just a while ago, and they are now all in, and they plan to take this and spread it across Asia. So without further ado, I'd just like to welcome Jet. Okay, just let me.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Jet. Hi. Okay, so you guys can hear me and see me loud and clear, right? Okay. All right, Jet. Yep. Once again, welcome. Really excited to have you on this call, and we're really privileged to have you. We just want to get straight in, because I know 30 minutes seems like a really short time, because there's so much, you know, I want to ask you, and so much we want to share with our listeners here today. So, you know, Jet, a lot of people know you in the industry as one of the really successful network marketer, you know, and we all know how you have left your previous company where you made your millions and went into WorldVentures. And within 7 months, you actually hit RMD. Okay, so the misconception here is that, you know, because from where you come from, all you need to do is just to blow the whistle, you know, and there will be hundreds, if not thousands, will join you. But personally, I have the privilege to know that that's, further from the truth, because it was sheer hard work that got you all the way up to the ranks. So can you just share with us, what was a typical day like for you in the first 3 months of coming on board WorldVentures?
Oh, that's a good question. Thank you very much. Yeah, how I wish it was that easy. Just make some phone calls and then hundreds and thousands just come on board. But it didn't started out that way, because we have to start from afresh on board this amazing platform, WorldVentures. And first 3 months, I would say is the most important month for a lot of new members, especially. Why is that so? Because it's like, a lady got pregnant, we got to push the baby out. And that instant, which is, I would say, the first 3 months of this platform, it's what we do to push the baby out. And if I can recall, about 2 years ago, I came on board. First 3 months wasn't easy. And a typical day was like morning all the way till at night, at least five to six appointments every day, continuously, day in, day out, week after week. And sometimes don't even have time for lunch. I can still recall, I think I captured a screenshot of the photo of me in my car, because in between appointments, I didn't have time to go for lunch. So I just grab a quick Subway sandwich, and then just munch it in the car before moving on to the next appointment. And I'm glad during that 3 months, I did this, I would say, go all out, full massive action for the initial launch of the business. And that's when helped me build a momentum for the first 3 months. So the typical day, yep, all the way from morning to night, wasn't easy, but I'm glad I went through that. Yes.
Thanks for sharing with us, because again, like I said, it's like a misconception that people always think that, oh, it seems like just an easy path, but it's an encouragement and it's assurance to know that all of us have to take that same journey. And as you share about that 3 months of sheer hard work, I know many top network marketers in the world, including yourself, do it a few times in your business to help you get up the ranks and find breakthrough results, and it's called blitzing. So can you share with us what is blitzing and how our listeners can embark on that to help them take their business to the next level?
Okay, blitz in B-L-I-T-Z, is that right?
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, blitzing.
Blitz, for those of you out there whereby this is the first time listening to the word blitz, blitz essentially is an intensive or sudden military attack that in the olden days, the Germans use it for their warfare. And I think in terms of WorldVentures context, a blitz is an all-out deliberate effort for usually 30 days to 60 days to 90 days to have 2 to 5 exposures a day, so that they can achieve their personal goal, maybe to get 10 directs or to get 15 directs or 20 directs in the first 60 days or 90 days, or at any time period that you want the business to start. So essentially, a lot of people, top leaders, I believe, including all the IMDs, all the Matt Morris, double IMDs, etc., $1 million ring earners, they have done this short span of blitz, maybe 30 days, maybe 60 days or 90 days, over a few times over the span of their career. And what happens is that if, let's say, for those of you listening in, you want to participate in such a blitz, I think one of the very important things is to let your leaders know, let your teammates know that you're going in for such a blitz. That's the first step. And I think second step is whereby you set aside a time frame whereby you want to start and a time frame you want to end this particular blitz of maybe 60, 30 days or so. And one thing is, take an effort, go all the way, have someone accountable for what you're doing as well, and you are accountable for what you're doing in the blitz as well, for about 2 to 5 exposures per day. And one thing which is not easy to do, but if you are in the blitz, that is very good thing to do, is be it in terms of switching off the TV, be it in terms of what you call that, spending on social media. or be it in terms of spending less time watching movies, etc. So that's what I've gone through in terms of a blitz. I hope that answers your needs. Yeah.
Yes, thanks for sharing, Jet.
No
And I like
problem.
what
My
you say
pleasure.
that, for us who's really keen and you want to get on that to really find breakthrough in the results, to go back to the leaders so that we can really fine tune, what works best for us in this blitzing, and we can go all out to do it together. Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
I also know that, you are one person who always advocate for following the system. So every time when someone meets you, when a new person comes to you, you always talk about following the system, following the system, following the system. So will you be hardcore enough, to say that if anyone, does not follow the system, that they will not see success in the business?
Good question, right? I hope I'm not being too naggy, especially ever since Serene and I went through the recent View from the Edge in October. That was just sometime last month. And I've been sharing a lot with my team members, with my team leaders. We got to follow the system. We got to follow the system. Well, essentially, and I share with them also, you see, if we have a choice, right? Which one is better, to follow a system, a proven system whereby WorldVentures already has, or to be on a one-man operation whereby they call it OMO, one-man operation. And this is something whereby I learned 15 years ago, because I'm very thankful to my mentors back then, 15 years back, whereby they showed me and helped me along the way for me to follow through in terms of learning a system and how to apply it, not only for myself, but also for my team members. And what happens is that recently I managed to get hold of this Sachin's video, which was shared with me by Adrian, my cousin-in-law. And Sachin mentioned, for those of you who are not sure who Sachin is the youngest IMD in the whole of WorldVentures. And he started a business when he was about 18 years old. Now he's 22 years old. He's traveled around the world. He's at the highest rank of the company, and he's having his dreams of his life. And Sachin mentioned in this video, okay, he said the acronym for system, SYSTEM, whereby WorldVentures has a very powerful system for us to follow. It's save yourself time, energy, and money. SYSTEM, save yourself time, energy, and money. And I guess a lot of people, I believe a lot of people, they followed the system step by step. That's when they achieve their success. And since now we are at this team call, for the past 1 month plus, I've been sharing a lot with my group leaders and my teammates, and a lot of other people who ask me about following the system as well. As in, one of the components of the system is called the live presentation, which we have it every Tuesday, every Thursday, etc. Some teams have it every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday also. And live presentation essentially is a very important component of a system, whereby probably I just show you. Say for example, right? If you can see here, can you see, Linesh?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Say for example, let's say, okay, you have a member who just came on board the business, right? Very excited. Maybe you did a one-on-one, maybe you did a two-on-one. And what happens is that I always like to give the analogy of a person, okay, with a parachute, okay? Pardon me, my drawing failed when I was young. So this is a parachute, right? And what happens is that when you show your friend about this amazing business, your friend came on board, and that is when you form one string over here with the parachute. And this one string is very weak. Weak in the sense of it's such a relationship between your new member and yourself. But what if you're able to bring your new member into the live presentation as well? And what happens is that you start to introduce him or her. During live presentation, there are a lot of leaders all over, and you introduce them to a leader, get your new member to understand the leadership. Say, for example, meet Dr. Wu, meet James Lee, some of our leaders in the business, and they start to ask them how they become successful. And that is when more strings are being formed, and that is how the parachute becomes a more stable and strong parachute. And this, in essence, increases the retention rate, of your team members. And I'm very confident if you and your team goes for every live presentation, be it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, etc., day in, day out, for the next 9 months, 12 months, I guarantee your retention rate will be higher, and your members coming on board will find it easier to persevere in the business. But if you're just doing, one-on-ones, two-on-ones outside ourselves without leveraging on the big live presentations, the retention rate will never be that great, and it's hard for you to grow your leadership in your team. So this is one component that I feel to be very important in terms of the system. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing with us,
No
Jack.
problem.
And I think that's really a very powerful visual representation of what it means to really be as a team. And really, that's only possible when we are all together in one place. And the live presentation is an excellent opportunity every Tuesday and Thursday where we can get members to come. And true enough, you're always a leader who lead by example. Unless you're out of town, you're always there. Yourself, Serene, you guys are always there at the live presentation, always ready to help leaders and new members who come on board. And I think that sets such a great tone and example. And if you guys are really successful and are there, what more us, who we all should be there, to not just be at the live presentation, but to bring our teammates along, so that they get to experience, that building of their parachute getting stronger, so that people are all more connected to the team. So yeah, thanks for sharing that.
Yep.
Really a great insight.
It's like if we some people go to the temple, some people go to church, and if they are able to go to the community and form relationships with a bigger number of people, and that is when it will be easier for them to persevere in the business. Yeah.
Totally. And of course, today we have a bonus because we get to see how Jack can do his drawing, and a bit of an artistic side from Jack as well.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. We also know that your background before you came into business and to the network marketing industry, you were a financial controller with a PSA subsidiary company. And as you come on board network marketing, you learn a brand new skill set coming into this industry. But what will you say are still valuable skills that came along with you as an employee in the company that you work for? How has that contributed to you seeing success in the network marketing business?
You mean when I was a financial controller?
Yes.
And then how I get into network marketing?
Yes.
And how the skill sets are transferable, etc.?
Exactly. Is there anything that you found was useful that came along with you in your previous work, and how that contributed to your success in your business today?
I see. Very good question. I think for me, because I used to be in the finance line, certain specialized skill sets like finance, accounting, I don't think it's easy to transfer across industries coming into the network marketing industry. At the same time, I would say there's definitely one thing that anyone could transfer from whatever their workplace or their corporate career, etc., into this business, into this amazing platform called WorldVentures. And I think one of that very key aspect which is transferable is definitely our attitude in terms of our work ethics, in terms of how we treat our business, how we treat ourselves in terms of growing the business. So I believe when I already make sure that I go all out to make sure that I completed my work on time and do more than my superior expect me to do. And just to give an example, I was involved in a very, very important project of PSA, which is called the IPO exercise, now because of political reasons. And there were very tight deadlines to be met. And what happens is that there was one time whereby I went to work on Friday. I got to stay behind the office until Saturday. I didn't go back home. To work in the office until Sunday. So it was like continuously for 2.5 days without shower. Of course, at the office and managed to complete that particular part of the project. And that is when, if you are already having such a great attitude in whatever you're doing in your corporate career, bring that attitude to your business in WorldVentures. And I definitely believe that you will fly and get amazing result by step in the business. Yep. Yes. Thanks.
Because there's so many of us, we know, doing this business, we're not just full-time, because a lot of us, a lot of them, people still have a full-time job that they're running. And sometimes the discouragement is to feel that, while I'm all in WorldVentures, in running this business, what's the relevance, with what I do here? And a lot of the people are really just taking this just really like that interim before they cross over full-time to WorldVentures. And I think what you share has so much value, because it encourages people to know that ethics and things that you do in your current job, still carry forward into the business that you do in WorldVentures. Yeah. Okay, so just want to get a little bit more, share a bit more personal things. I noticed very recently in your Facebook posting, okay, very enviously, I saw that you posted that Christmas came early for you, and you've got this whole, you saved this whole box of books that you just bought. So if our viewers can see, I'm just going to show my mobile phone, all right? This was what Jet posted,
Can't hear you, Finish.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Hi, can you hear me now?
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Is it clear now? Can anybody hear me now?
Yes, better. Yes.
Better now?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Okay, in case you guys missed the question, recently I saw on Jet's posting, Jet, I saw your posting in Facebook that Christmas came early for you, and you've gotten a whole box of books that was delivered to you. And, I was so envious because, as someone who loves reading, I think that's just a great gift that you can get for yourself. Now, can you share with us what is that one book that you're reading now, and why would you highly recommend it?
Okay. Yep. On my Facebook, is it?
Yes.
Yep. Recently I ordered about 10 books from Amazon, and these are normally the New York's best sellers, okay, on the list. And one of it I'm reading now is actually called The Mentor Leader by Tony Dungy. And actually, this amazing guy, he's the first African American head coach to lead an NFL, National Football League team, to championship. And he's the first ever head coach to lead his team to playoffs for 10 consecutive years. And what happens, I don't know whether I got the book here. Okay, yep. This is the one. I don't know whether I can see. Can you see?
Yes, we can see the book. Yep.
Yeah, that's the book. That's the guy, right? And I think what amazes me is that in one of the chapters, okay, I don't know whether I can show this to you, okay. One of it, it says over here. Can you see? Is it too bright?
Yep, we can see that.
Can you see that? Can you read the words in underline?
Okay,
you can see that. Let me just read out.
Okay.
It says, what can I do to make other people better, to make them all that God created them to be? And through this, I can say I'm very honored to be proud of WorldVentures, because WorldVentures has got the most amazing training, the most amazing leaders worldwide. And through working together on board this platform, we will be able to impact more people's lives and help people to become better, not just in network marketing, but as a better person, as a better leader, which I myself am still learning as well. So reading is very important, because as we grow to overtake bigger challenges and obstacles, we need to be able to expand my mindset, or rather our mindset, and become better leaders and persons. Yep. Reading is definitely essential. That's why they have this saying that leaders are readers. Have to. Yeah. Thank you.
So in case all of you missed out on the title, you can, get from Jet again, can share with you guys. And, it's really great to hear from leaders that they are all reading, and to just pick in their brains, and learn from them, what they're reading at this point in time, because then you really know, what's really in their heart and what they're pursuing at this point of time. So, Jet, with all the successes that you have in the business, I can't help, to notice several months back that you took out your wallet, and it was a really simple, humble fabric wallet. I mean, it was literally like just a piece of fabric, and that was it, you know. And I must say I was really, really surprised. I was really shocked, you know, and it really stuck in me, you know. It shows that there must be a story behind that. I mean, you're just really successful. You could have afforded a wallet that's just a few $100s, even a few $1,000s, you know. But that simple wallet speaks something, you know, and I really want to know what's the story behind that, you know. Does that have any bearing to how you manage wealth? Which comes to many of us as a blessing as we succeed in this business. But is there some wisdom that you can share with us on this?
Okay. Okay. That's the actually wallet that is $1. Okay. And, Serene got it for me, like different colors of wallet, black, brown, orange, black, etc. Right. So I was using that, and I felt that for the past 15 years, I've been through a lot. When I first came on board this industry, got blessed within 3 years. But also the not so good part is that no leaders were teaching us. No leaders were teaching us to conserve and invest our wealth. So at a point in time, I was 30 years old. I just splurge my wealth, you know, buy big cars, etc. After that, then I know that all the cars, etc., they are not assets. Essentially, they are just liabilities. This industry, in terms of network marketing, in fact, recently we have this session on Saturday. Dr. Wu was there sharing as well, okay, in terms of using our money wisely. And what happens is that this amazing platform, WorldVentures, is very different from a lot of companies that I've come across, whereby they always ask the leaders to buy sports cars, big, etc. And you see, James Lee he's not driving. Okay, Dr. Wu, he's driving a pretty decent car, but he's not spending tons of money on Ferraris or big cars and things like that, because all this money, if we invest it properly, right, you will be able to go into the fourth quadrant of Robert Kiyosaki, which is investment quadrant. And I'm thankful that many years back, my godfather taught me how to invest in properties. And also, I read this book, you can jot it down, it's called The Millionaire Next Door, whereby it talks about a lot of millionaires and multimillionaires. They are not essentially, flashy about their wealth, but they really conserve their wealth and put it into good use, step by step, into investments, into businesses, and such that one day they truly don't have to work anymore, and they can say they have a good passive income and to be able to sustain their good lifestyle. Yep. So, yep, that's the wallet. And in fact, if you have time, I think probably what I can share in terms of these wealth aspects, whereby we didn't really got a chance to share to a lot of my team members and a lot of people in WorldVentures as well, which maybe I'll just take it at this team call. I learned this strategy many years back. It's whatever you earn in terms of your income, you split it into five portion, and the first portion is your living expenses, your transport expenses, your food and beverage, etc. Right? Okay, that's one portion. And most people just spend all their money on this, and they upgrade their house, upgrade their cars, etc. And they find that at the end of the month, okay, they don't have enough for the remaining of the four portions. Portion is actually, you take the second portion of this 5 portion for your networking and your socializing. You invite friends, who are successful, etc. for lunch. You invite them for lunch. You pay for it, right? That's the second portion. The third portion of money that you can put into good use is what we call personal development. So personal development is important. That's why certain percentage of our money should be spent on personal development. And the fourth portion, that's what I learned many years ago before WorldVentures. The fourth portion is actually travel. Because when you spend money on travel, you actually expand your horizons. That's why Serene and I, we are very blessed to be able to take our daughter Celeste to travel all over the world before she's even 2 years, 3 years old. And I feel that because of that, it managed to help her expand her horizons even though at such a young age. And the fifth portion of what you can use for your money is actually to spend it on building business, and going to investments. So this is the fifth portion. But a lot of people, let me assure you, a lot of people, even in the corporate world, they just spend their money on their living expenses, their house that they upgrade very fast, and also their car. And they don't have enough for the remaining of the four portions, which is essential for that person to be financially free along the way. Yep. Okay, hope that helps. Thank
Well,
you.
that's so precious. Thanks, Jet. I mean, I hope all of us who are listening, you get all those 4 points, because they're just great information. I mean, they are just so valuable lessons. And indeed, we hardly hear a lot of top leaders share a lot about how they manage their wealth, or how they even grow their wealth. Because the sad part of it is, many a times, people tend to, attract business people onto this platform by just attracting through increasing of wealth. But we all know there's so much more to that. And I'm so glad I asked you that today. Thanks for being so open and
Thank you.
transparent in just sharing this aspect with us. And I hope that certainly add value to the listeners too. And since you've mentioned about Celeste, bringing her for holidays, and we see her really often at live presentation as well. And I know you always fondly talk about your only daughter, Celeste, how she rocks your world. And as a parent myself, I can identify that, because, the love that you have for her, it's just like how I have for my 2 girls as well. Now, can you share with us one precious lesson that parenting Celeste has taught you, and how that impacted the way you run business?
Okay. Okay. I'm still learning as a father. I don't think I'm a perfect parent or whatsoever. Celeste is coming 6 years old in December. And I think one of the most important thing that, if you ask me, the most precious lesson that Celeste, my daughter, teach me is that she never follow what I say. She will only follow what I do, right? And this is something whereby I realized a few years back, before I came on board WorldVentures, is that because before WorldVentures, we already semi-retired, and we took her to travel around the world. I'm a full-time chauffeur, I'm a full-time playmate. And I suddenly realized that this may not be too healthy for my daughter, okay? Since, first year old to 4 years old, she's seeing me do nothing, just playing with her, etc. And I felt that if I continue like that, she will think that I just get all my success in life and wealth just easily without doing anything at all. And I think whatever we ask, God will provide. And that was when WorldVentures came into our life, right? We got busy, okay? And then she started to see us going for meetings, etc. And I'm really glad that we have live presentations whereby we can, safely bring our children to, okay? So Celeste have been there. And what happens is that recently, probably because she saw us present, she saw the live presentation, she went for dream trips, you should be here. She get to interact with a lot of amazing uncles and aunties on board WorldVentures. And she's not scared of strangers. She's not scared of talking to adults. And recently, she was invited to be the Chinese Mandarin host for her K2 graduation in front of 700 people.
Wow.
And that's something that's amazing. And I think through what we do, so whenever she asks, hey, daddy, are you going for meeting? I say, yes. Can you not go for meeting or not, right? And I tell her, daddy, okay, needs to go for meeting to help impact more lives, right? So this is what I always cultivate in her. And she start to see us doing work instead of just, being a playmate to her only, which I think is important. And I think with this precious lesson that I learned from my daughter is that how do we apply it to our business? I think very importantly is that our group is always watching us. Our group is always watching not what we say, but what we do. So let's say, for example, we want our group to sponsor. We've got to ask ourselves, have we been sponsoring new directs for the past 1 week? Because if we have not, why would we be in a position to let our team know that they got to go out and sponsor more people? So that's when, through parenting, we got to know that we need to lead by example. And last but not least, I just want to share this on parenting, since you asked about it, and finish, is that for those of you out there who are a parent, or you love your mom, you love your dad, and you see, because we're on board WorldVentures, there's no way we can give up. We've got to persevere and be successful and be there at the top. Because if any one of us parent, or you know, for what you call that, we're in love with our parents, dad and mom, if we give up, that means we are telling our children that they should give up easily as well. So as a parent on board this amazing organization, each one of us, let's do our best, not just for ourselves, not just you know, for our achievement and dreams, but also for the next generation. And it's great that, you know, Celeste can go to a live presentation and mingle with Glenis, your children, Gwenda and Gwyneth. And can you imagine all the children of WorldVentures, okay, right? They grow up together, and they grow up to be professional network marketers, and they achieve financial freedom totally without having to, you know, answer to a boss or report to a boss, or to expect, you know, next month's salary, would they get retrenched, etc. So let's do it together. Let's help our children grow together as well. Yep, very good question, Glenis. Thank you.
Well, that completely sounds amazing. Of course, you know, it'd be amazing for our kids to play together, do business together, you know, make money together, you know, and yeah, I just want to believe that that's really altogether possible. And thanks for sharing so heartfelt, you know, tips for us. I know so many of us are parents as well running on this business. And I think it's such a mindset shift, because many a times a lot of parents feel guilty when we have to be out there doing the business, when we are committed to, you know, our time to do the business. But I like what you said, you know, like it's just leading by example to show them what it means to pursue their dream and not to give up. And it does come with hard work. It does come with sacrifices. And these are things that instead of just telling them, we've got to work, mommy, daddy's got to work, be busy, you know, but it's such an opportunity to process with them and walk through with them as well. So thank you so much. And I wish this interview could carry on, but you know, we are just coming to the end of it. Time has flown so quickly. I just like to end the Jet tonight's session by, can you leave us with one of your favorite famous quote, you know, for food of thought as we leave this interview?
Favorite quote?
Yes.
There are like 55 favorite quotes. Okay, just one.
Just one will do, Jet.
Just one. I think I mentioned it recently at the Singapore Regional Training event as well. This is something that I learned from my mentors, and they learned it through Jim Rohn. And the quote is, don't wish things were easier, wish you were better. Don't wish things were easier, wish you were better, wish we were better. Because a lot of times we wish that we don't have this problem, we don't have this you know, challenge in a group, we don't have this, we don't have that, we don't have this plateau, etc., etc. But let me share with you, all these are there, okay, for everybody. And at the same time, we got to grow, we got to become better, so that we can take charge of bigger and bigger problems. And I always like to mention this, that all the more successful leaders around the world, they are able to do that, having bigger dreams, achieving bigger dreams, etc., is because they are able to tackle more challenges. And why are they able to do that? Is because they have grown to become better over the days, over the weeks, over the months, such that they can overcome their obstacles and lead better lives and impact more people. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jet. I'm so glad we ended the interview on a high.
Yeah.
That's really food for thought for everybody. So much to take note. I'm sure many will go back to the recording again and start taking notes, because you know, you've shared so many tips with us, you know, on growing the business, and personally we get to know you better as a person as well, which I think is really precious. You know, so thanks, Jet. You know, we just like to end this interview now. You know, I know we've kind of passed time a little bit, but I hope it was a valuable interview for everybody. And thank you, Jet, once again. And I'd like to go back to the slides so that I can end with some announcements, right? Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. All right, that was Jet for us. I'd like to just end with some important announcements for all of us to take note of, so that you can just put it down in your diary and make sure that you just get to these events. And one of the most important one to end the year is 3rd of December. So on 3rd of December, we're going to have this major year-end event to end the year with a loud bang. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're not just going to have 1, 2, 3, but we're going to have like 5 amazing speakers who will be sharing with us at this full-day event. We've got our famous Millie, our favorite Buffy from Taiwan, and more importantly, also we have Sachin. Okay, Sachin, you've heard Jet chat earlier. Sachin is one of the youngest international marketing director in WorldVentures. He's going to come, all the way from South Africa to share with us at this event. Lots of amazing tips. He's going to share things that will inspire us, stories that will make you excited in the business if you're not yet excited. And also we have Max Tay, our amazing Max Tay IMD from Singapore, who's going to be there at the event sharing as well. And you've heard from the man himself, Jet. Jet will be there too. He's going to be one of the 5 amazing speakers who will be sharing with us. So don't miss this event. But I have to say that at this point of time, the bad news is that the tickets are all sold out. No more tickets available for sale. But if you have not gotten one, go to your leaders, because I'm sure they will probably be able to, do something for you. So don't waste any more time. If you've not gotten any tickets on hand, go and talk to your leaders right now. Okay. All right. The next English team call will be next Monday, same time at 10 p.m. Singapore time. And we are going to have this amazing speaker, his director in WorldVentures, Dr. Brian Wong. So Dr. Brian Wong is a really professional, learned person. He has a PhD in environmental management and a master's in law in arbitration. Okay, he's both worked in the government sector as well as in private sector, an amazing entrepreneur, and also a speaker in the travel e-commerce. He's a very devoted father of 2 kids and a very accomplished and respectable, successful entrepreneur. So you don't want to miss him. Get onto the team call next week. Get your teams, your everyone, to dial in at 10 p.m. next Monday. Okay, we also have our mentoring team call, which is happening on the 27th of November, next Sunday, same time, 10 p.m. Singapore time. And a speaker that's going to be there, just sharing with us, it's our IMD, Dr. Chen. Okay, Dr. Chen is 15 years in a clinical trial, 20 years as a professional dentist. And he has sacrificed lots of time with his family because of what he does in all those previous years. But ever since he's come aboard WorldVentures, he has always embarked on this value, providing preventive medicine and also financial fortune. Now, if you want to know exactly what that means and what it means for him and how he's grown the business just with these 2 values, you must dial in to the mentoring team call that is on next Sunday at 10 p.m. All right. Okay. So that's all what we have for this evening. Once again, I want to thank you all the callers who have dialed in, and I hope that it was a very valuable time for all of you, that you've gained much even from Jet. So that's all. And I will just like to say thank you and good night. And I hope that you all go out and have a great week ahead and really go out with power. Thank you and see you guys soon. Bye.